Welcome to day 5 of Carl Jung's guided meditation series. Today we encounter what Jung called the archetype of meaning itself, the wise old man or woman. Jung wrote in the Archetypes in the collective unconscious, the archetype of the wise old man appears in dreams in the guise of a magician, doctor, priest, teacher, professor, grandfather, or any person possessing authority. For women, it often appears as the wise old woman, the priestess, the grandmother, the sage. In his own journey, Jung met this figure as Philemon, who he described. Philemon represented a force which was not myself. I held conversations with him, and he said things which I had not consciously thought. He said I treated thoughts as if I generated them myself, but in his view, thoughts were like animals in the forest. This encounter fundamentally changed Jung's understanding of the psyche. He realized, there are things in the psyche which I do not produce, but which produce themselves and have their own life. Today's practice is based on Jung's encounters from 1913 to 1916 and his clinical observations over 40 years. The wise old man or woman represents your connection to timeless wisdom, the self speaking through an archetypal guide. Prepare to meet your inner sage. Close your eyes and take 3 breaths. Entering the imaginal realm. Walk the forest path to your temenos. Notice today the forest feels ancient, as if you're walking through time itself. Jung noted, when approaching the archetype of wisdom, the landscape often becomes more primordial. Enter your sacred structure. As you sit, feel the presence of all who've come before, your shadow, your anima or animus. They've prepared the way for this meeting. Touch your heart and speak. I seek the wisdom that transcends my personal knowing. I am ready to meet the sage within. Look for the descending passage. Today it might appear different, perhaps older, carved with symbols or lit with an ancient light. The wise old man, woman dwells deep in what Jung called the collective layer. Begin your descent. As you go deeper than ever before, you might feel you're traveling not just down but back. Back through time, through generations, to the source of wisdom itself. You emerge into what Jung called the primordial landscape. This is the deepest layer of the collective unconscious you've accessed yet. Patience described, ancient temples or libraries, Primeval forests with trees of impossible age, mountain peaks touching eternity, caves with prehistoric paintings, infinite deserts under star-filled skies. Walk with reverence here. This is the realm of the archetypes in their pure form. You might see symbols floating in the air, mandalas, ancient scripts, geometries that seem to contain meaning beyond words. As you walk, you're drawn toward a specific place, perhaps a grove, a temple, a mountain peak, or a simple dwelling. You know instinctively this is where the wise old man or woman resides. Approach slowly. Jung advised, the archetype of wisdom cannot be rushed. It exists outside our temporal concerns. As you near the dwelling place, you might feel a profound peace, a sense of coming home to a wisdom you've always known but forgotten. Stand at the threshold and speak. Ancient One, Keeper of wisdom, Teacher of souls, I seek your counsel. Wait. Then you become aware of their presence. The wise old man or woman rarely appears dramatically. Often there's first a quality of stillness, of deep knowing that fills the space. When they appear, observe carefully. Jung's patient saw an ancient man with eyes like stars, a crone with a face like tree bark, a figure shifting between ages. Sometimes pure light with a sense of personhood, often holding a staff, book, or crystal. Notice particularly their eyes. Jung wrote, "The eyes of this archetype seem to see through time, to know your soul's journey across lifetimes." Bow deeply. This archetype commands respect not through power, but through pure being. When you rise, wait for them to speak first. The wise old man, Woman often begins with a question that cuts to your essence. Listen to their question. Common ones. Jung recorded, "What do you truly seek? Who are you beneath all masks? What is your soul's purpose? What truth do you fear to know?" Answer honestly. The wise old man, woman sees through all pretense. Speak from your deepest truth. Listen to their response. Unlike other figures, they often teach through paradoxes that crack open understandings, symbols that bypass rational minds, stories that contain multiple meanings, direct transmission beyond words, prophecies about your becoming. Jung wrote, "Philemon taught me psychic objectivity, the reality of the soul. Through him, I learned that wisdom is not my achievement, but a gift from the objective psyche." Ask them, "What must I understand about my path?" Receive their teaching. It might come as words, visions, or direct knowing. The wise old man, woman often reveals your life's deeper pattern, the meaning in your suffering, your unlived potential, the next stage of your becoming. Often, the wise old man, woman offers an initiation. They might touch your forehead, opening inner sight, give you a symbolic object of power, share a word or sound of transformation, show you a vision of your realized self, transmit understanding through their gaze. If offered, accept this initiation. Jung found these archetypal initiations created real psychological transformation. Before you leave, ask, "How may I maintain connection with this wisdom?" They might teach you a meditation practice, a symbol to contemplate, a question to live, a quality to embody. Jung's Philemon told him, I will always be here. You need only remember to listen with the ears of the soul. Thank the wise old man, woman. They might offer a final blessing or simply nod, knowing you'll return. As you leave their dwelling, you feel different, initiated into a deeper understanding. The landscape might appear transformed, more alive with meaning. Begin your ascent. But notice, you're not just climbing up, but also forward into your future self. The wisdom received changes your trajectory. Emerge in your tamaños. Your sacred space might look different now, infused with the sage's presence. Sit and place both hands on your heart. Speak. I carry ancient wisdom. I am connected to the timeless. The sage within guides my becoming. In your inner journal, see not just words but symbols, geometries, images recording themselves. The language of wisdom transcends ordinary writing. Before returning to ordinary consciousness, Jung emphasized the importance of proper integration. Wisdom not embodied becomes mere knowledge. We must live what we've received. Feel the presence of all you've met. Shadow, anima animus. And now, the wise old man, woman. They form what Jung called the committee of the whole psyche. You're no longer alone, but guided by your full self. Make a commitment to embody one aspect of the wisdom received. Perhaps I will trust the process of becoming. I will listen to the silence daily. I will follow the symbols that appear. I will live my unique truth. Rise and walk the spiral path back through the forest. With each step, Feel yourself carrying ageless wisdom into your contemporary life. Emerge from the forest. Take 3 grounding breaths. When ready, open your eyes. Record immediately. Not just words, but draw any symbols received. Jung kept a special book for wisdom teachings from the archetypal realm. Tomorrow, we approach the union of opposites. But tonight, sit with the sage's teaching. As Jung wrote after meeting Philemon, I understood that there is something in me which can say things that I do not know and do not intend. You've been initiated into your own depths. Let the wisdom integrate.